Monroeville Mall's closing. Might be the last one, the last walkthroughs you get to see through it. Interesting enough, as we see Monroeville Mall closing, I think it was Dawn of the Dead was here. They're turning into the Spirit Halloween, which is actually kind of fitting. There's some pretty gems and geodes, and you got me. There's like a geode store, which is cool. There's like, this is just like a long strip thing, and clothes for dolls. Oh, excuse me. History here. Like, they closed Greengate Mall. That time capsules they didn't take out. Just some history. Cool stuff, Jazz. I like had an ice rink here at one point. You know, that reminds me of the Civic Arena should have not be sold for money. It should have been like community center where they put the ice rink in the middle, right? Ice rink in the middle. And they should have had a mall around it. Certificate, largest gathering of zombies, cool. And that's the outside. Grocery stores and stuff back in the day. In the mall, that would be closing. I don't know when the next time or the last time you'll be able to see it actually be inside. This might be one of the last times you get to see it from the side. I missed the Greengate Mall closing. What else did we miss? Missed Pacific Arena closing. Pacific Arena, they should have made Sudden Death 2 and blown it up with people in it. But yeah, this on the corridor, it's kind of a vapor because everybody's closing. We have like a thing that tells you where to go, and it's like a four-way, you go in different directions. It's pretty cool. Closing up. You don't necessarily get to walk through this thing again in the future. Yeah, what up? The dumb stuff they sell at kiosks. Hey, what up, man? Cell phone covers, yeah, a bunch of plastic, dude, you know. George Romero, this is a cooler head here. George Romero, 1940, 2017. He died? Well, I didn't know that. One of the founding fathers of the Pittsburgh film industry, George Andrew Romero, was first born on February 4th, 1940 in the Bronx. Using his uncle's 8mm camera in his first film at age 14. That's nice. Started code when age 4. You want to start early and stick with what you want, right? It shows, you get greatness when you really stick with something. People quit. Don't be a quitter. You enjoy something, don't be a quitter. George came to Pittsburgh in 1957, studied art at Carnegie Tech. Well, that's cool. 6 years later, his first production company, The Latent Image, began to produce local TV commercials and industrial films. So 6 after that, we're looking at 1967, Romero and his partner began production of the first feature, Night of the Living Dead, which freaking rocked. 10 years later, Dawn of the Dead. And Dawn of the Dead is actually cool because I think 1970, 78, it's important to know there was a lot of horror movies back then where the monster's unkillable. They're like Poltergeist. You had guys who just totally unkillable, and you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Just run. Right? That's the one you scare. You just got to run. But in this one, they opened up thinking, you got to run like that. But then they started like blowing away zombies, forged a plan, got a little mini cart, stocked up. So what happens is, at 4, it was actually an empire of video gaming against zombies. Because what happens is, you don't. It's like people coming after you, but you don't have to worry because they're dead. It's zombie stuff, right? And you want to stockpile supplies, right? And in the human mind, stockpiling supplies is a carnal instinct as well as fight or flight. So you combine two. It looks like a Cinemark. It smells pretty like popcorn. You got like the posters they put on the outside. These places used to have arcades all the time back in the day before like home systems were awesome. We like coming down here for the video games. Yeah, Cinemark. Like, they don't make good movies anymore anyway. It's all like cancel culture, bribes from the foreign people and stuff. They destroy America, so no one has fun. And they're closing down the fun too. So, see what movies are on in the theater before we get out of here. Don't want to film people. All right, I got the movies that would be filming. No smoking, no call, No weapons. Cool. Event. Fans best friend. What up? They don't got a lot of movies here. So, oh, here we go. Here's some movies playing. There's a new Tron. I didn't know that. That's cool. You got Tron. Bad Guys 2. Didn't notice the Bad Guys 1. Bunch of movies I never even heard of before. Roof Band. Smashing Pumpkins has his name Smashing Englishman. Well, anyway, there you go. That's the movie theater in Monroe. People who worked at Auntie, and they have really good pretzels, and the profit margin is basically the entire thing because it costs like a penny to make the pretzel, which I don't believe because you have to heat it up and stuff. But they say ingredients is like a penny for that pretzel. Those pretzels are awesome. This is the mall. This is the one section of the mall. They're closed. Arcade that's like not completely all game like ticket games. It still is like whatever. See, there's ticket games and stuff. It's just not the same as the old arcade, when you have the game systems, reflex-oriented games. But it still resembles. There's skee ball. That's cool. Always have the skee ball somewhere. Air hockey's alright, but it's not the same. This looks like sunglasses out for days. More plastic cases they sell for days. Have a head of a dude in the middle of the thing. Says he was born 1908, died 1972. A man, his vision, foresight. All you see here possible. Well, what you see here probably won't be around much longer. Court never got us style. Everybody needs to eat. So this is their food court. They got some cool like railings you can slide down. I don't slide down railings anymore because what if there's like germs or something? But you do all cool stuff down here. I knew a guy worked at the Annie M's, but he doesn't work there anymore. This is cool. Cool tile art. I like document it because when they tear it down, they don't care about this stuff. They just care about the money. So might as well get the wall as much as possible. So I don't know what this wall is made for or anything, but I see art and I record it. All right. It's cool. Definitely cool. And if you want to, you can freeze the frame and look at it so closer. Some in memory of and stuff. That's pretty hardcore. The wall. There's a lot of this on the wall. Probably won't get the stuff at the top, it's hard to see, but I'll try. Someone did Fred Flintstone there. Yeah, you don't document stuff. It goes away. People go, someone's going to document it. And no one does. There used to be a mall called Greengate Mall. They tore it down, and there was a time capsule. They didn't even save the time capsule. People who run these places just care about the money. That's why Civic Arena wasn't made for anything cool. They just tore it down. They could put business offices there or something. They could have kept it open to keep the ice rink going for kids and a little micro mall. People would love it for community. They don't want community anymore. They just want people to stay at home and do their own thing. There's some crosses there. It's cool. There's some penguins. We're just talking about the penguins. Cool stuff, man. And I'll get the upper stuff. I can't really see it that great. I must zoom in on it. We're zooming in. I'm sorry if this is ghetto, but this is probably the best documentation to probably be of this wall, which is sad because I'm a sad documenter, but there's just all sorts of cool art. There's a lot of tiles people in, and they're just gonna probably come in here with a guy with a crowbar when no one's looking and smash it all out, or if they don't just push the wall down altogether. People spend all the time on that. They care about that. People in there. Oh, there's another penguin. This one. That's cool. It's like they want to destroy history because if you destroy history, then like no one remembers what culture was and everything's cool. Destroy history, and then like you're like, hey, I didn't say that, you know. Art for wishes. These are make a wish, dude. They're gonna bulldoze a make a wish kid thing. That's, I mean, factually factual. I've seen Google bootstrap a make a wish kid before. Yeah, awesome, right? Pretty cool. Yeah, this wall is probably gonna go down someday. And at least we got some sort of documentation of it. Because I care about art, care about this type of stuff. All right, look at this. Art for wishes. So here we go. Look, the Make-A-Wish kids. When this wall goes down, they're taking up Make-A-Wish kids stuff. Cool. That's pretty awesome, right? Brand called Upscale. Like, it sounds like freaking something out of like Idiocracy. My phone's been getting glitchy. So George Romero talks about his stuff. Read it if you want. I'm just gonna go over the quick stuff. When George Romero made Dawn of the Dead in Monroeville Mall, he combined two things that are interesting. During the 70s, there's a lot of unkillable monsters like the poltergeist and so forth that you couldn't even hurt, right? You know, I'm not saying necessarily that came out then. There's a lot of monsters that were impossible to fight and you just ran, right? But he gave it the idea that the first part of the movie, you could run, but then they started fighting back, right? But he combined stockpiling, supplies from the mall, and you have two primal ideas. The human wants to stockpile, and the human wants to survive and also fight or flight, right? So it made for an awesome movie, and it spawned a bunch of video games and stuff because it's all the cool stuff, So there's George Romero, born in February 14th, 1940, went to Carnegie Tech, which is also known as Carnegie Mellon. That's where I went to. I graduated Carnegie Mellon. He started filming at age 14. I started coding at age 4. If you stick with something long enough, you can do something cool. You gotta not quit. Leaving. So some more history. Says man will destroy the cool stuff that man has made, right? Or try at least. That was this guy's making the head statue we just looked at. Looks like the guy from Homer himself. So anyway, you just hope. So they're in the mall with the supplies, and they're fighting back against monsters. Cause it's during a time when monsters weren't fightable. So anyway, we came in with this, we're leaving with this, and hope God has a place for all of us up there because they rip shit down here. And so, like,